nigga just be shady. I don't think that he could help it. I was hungry, needed money.
Welcome to another episode of Chopping It Up with Visionary. I'm here at Dark World Studios for the first time. Shout out DJ Lucas, shout out Dark World. I'm here with
EAGZ580, man.
How you doing today?
I'm good, buddy. It was good. Man.
Good. Feels long overdue.
Yeah, bro. We tried to do this for too long. We got it today, though. Was it 4 times a charm?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we're gonna get right into it. Let's start with the early stages of your career. Mm-hmm. So you're from Lawton, Oklahoma, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what was it like? What was that environment like growing up compared to living out here up north?
Slower. So like I grew up in Oklahoma. I moved out here. Oklahoma. It's just where I'm from. Lawton, it's just games. You either bang, you fucking play sports, or you go to the army. Sports cell next to it. That's really the only options you got unless you like rich or some shit. My whole family stay out there though. My dad, I was tripping and shit, getting in trouble. And then my dad, he trying to do his shit, find a better life and shit. He do landscaping, so he found a fucking he got his bachelor's. He found a program out here in Conway in West Mass, and he went to school. And then that's how I came out here, 8th grade. My whole life though, till 8th grade, I grew up in Oklahoma. But that's it.
And I would say, artistically speaking, were there any musical influences out there for you growing up?
Hell yeah, fucking zero. We listen to like Oklahoma because we in the middle, so we get from everywhere, from Cali, Atlanta, like the South, from Florida, from Louisiana, Texas. We listen to all that shit. So I grew up, but I listened to a lot of Texas shit growing up. I listened to Zero and UGK, fucking 8Ball and shit like that. But my favorite artist growing up was Zero. Cause I had a he's like my uncle. He's my dad's friend. He used to take me to the skate park in Lawton and shit, cause I used to skate and shit. And fucking, he used to take me there. We used to take this back road. He had this old Chevy truck. He used to be playing that shit. And I told him to put it on my iPod, and that's how I got into Zero. That's how I got into music for an MP3 player.
Gotcha.
My dad used to put music and shit in my MP3 player. That's how I got into that shit.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And in terms of like the sound you cater towards, what were some of the influences there? Would you say Zero was one of those influences as well?
Yeah. When I first started rapping, I listened to a lot of... Because I didn't start rapping until I moved out here. So I moved to CT. I lived out here. I lived in West Mass for a year. Then I moved to CT. That's when I made my first song and shit. When I made my first song, I was listening to all that shit out here. I was listening to I was listening to Dash and Wretch and them. And fucking Maxo and shit like that. Like a lot of 2014, 15, 16 shit.
And, I'm going to dive right into your discography. 2025 was a busy year for you. And you started off this year pretty hot with the Field Report featuring Dodey Pangea.
Shout out to Cud.
Yes, sir. I see y'all have a great working relationship. Do you want to go into the making of that project and moving forward, what you guys plan on doing?
I met bro, I deadass, so niggas was telling me to work with that nigga for like 2-3 years, bro. And I never got around to it because I don't really fuck with new niggas type shit. You feel me? I was just chilling. I was like, I get around to it if I get around to it. But then he dropped some shit on my boy with Native. I was like, oh, this nigga hard. So I hit him up. I was like, we got locked in, nigga. He was like, yo, I've been waiting, like type shit. I was like, all right, let's get it. So we linked up. And that shit was easy, bro. We recorded like 5 songs first time we linked up type shit. Yeah, so that's what we do every time we go in the studio. We go like 3, 4, 5. We be putting that work in. But yeah. I forgot what you asked me. You said...
I said, no, it's cool. I was just wondering, could you go into the making of the Field Report?
Oh, yeah. Shit, that was just... So, first day we made like 4 or 5, and we was just like, yeah, we gotta make a tape out this shit. And once we like got all the beats and shit, it was, it's more some like boom bap, like bars shit. So for me, we was thinking about like the cover and shit. We was just thinking of like crazy duos and like shit like that. We was gonna go not Jeff Hardy. We was thinking about the Dudley Boys. We was about to do a whole bunch of shit, but I was like, yo, we should just do that field report shit, just do a spin on that shit, because I like that cover, because we was looking at covers and shit. We hit our boy Vinci, that nigga got that shit in. That shit was fire. But that tape ain't take long. We did that shit like 2 weeks.
Word.
No bullshit. That shit was not long at all. That's how I go with all my tapes though. Like the shit I did with Native, the Dog Day shit, that shit only took like 2 weeks too.
Gotcha. And it's funny, I was actually going to bring up, Dog Day Afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Could you go into the making of that too? I interviewed Native. He expanded on the making of it a little bit. But from your perspective, could you go into it?
Yeah, bro. So like, I'll go for the name first. Like, I was just like, cause bro, when we was at Six House, I think we recorded a lot of that shit at Six House, but it was just hot as fuck, bro. Like, it was middle of the summer, bro. It was like 100 degrees every day, bro. I've been sweating, like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like, so that's why I came up with, that's where the name came for me. And then the movie shit came after, like, like the cover, like how we used the cover and shit from the movie and all that shit. But the name for it just came from it being hot as fuck at Six House. I was in there, and I've been sweating, bro. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then, yeah. That's how I came up with the name, because I'm like, yo, what you call a hot-ass day that you just, I'm not going to name the tape hot-ass day, but you feel me? So I looked up, like, synonyms and shit, and that's how I came up with that. Because that's like another way to say it's a hot-ass day. It's a dog day,
And it's funny, I was going to bring up you paying homage to different films and things within hip-hop culture. You did the Capone Noriega Field Report, you did the Dog Day Afternoon. Are there any other ideas you might be cooking up for the next album cover? Or next...
That should just come, like, I gotta get all the songs first and I'll start thinking about shit like that. That's how that should be coming up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So next time I got a bunch of songs, I'm ready to do a tape. I'm gonna be sitting there, like, that's when we start brainstorming. I like to do everything, like, in a certain order and shit.
Okay. And then in terms of those two projects, is there anything that you would have maybe done a little differently, looking back on it, now that those have been out for a little while?
The promo, that's one thing I gotta get better at, bro. Just like making sure my shit gets seen, because I be putting shit out, but I don't be like, it's the back end, And then when you working with other niggas might not have their bread at the time to do videos, and you're not trying to pay for everything, and you feel me? So that's how that shit good. But that's really Dog Day though. We had some good promo, but we could have did better. And then Field Report, we just cooked that shit. We're trying to get that shit out. We could have got way better promo on that too. So that's really my big thing, just promo, just getting better at it. Like when I put some shit out, just making sure more people see that shit. My shit hard. My shit too hard, bro. No bullshit. That shit, it should be kicking. It should be slapping. So I gotta get better at that.
Oh yeah. And in terms of the visuals, the whole VHS aesthetic, it matches the vibe. Obviously, it's pretty cool. Was that your idea, or whose idea was that to have that be the aesthetic for your most recent music?
I just dig that shit, and I've been tapping in with my boy Fish, and that's just that's what he liked to do, and I seen he was doing that, so I was like, yeah, I gotta get into this shit. There wasn't really a thought for me about like just like making it look like old school and shit, but I just like how that shit look, A lot of people don't, if they do it, they're not doing it right. So that shit, I just like how that shit look for real.
For sure. And I wanted to talk to you about producer, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Use Layson?
Oh, you slacking?
You slacking.
Yeah, my brother.
I was sitting there trying to figure out how to say that shit, bro.
Nah, you slacking, yeah. It's my brother from Germany.
Word, you've been working with him since 2021, 2022.
Since I started, yeah. Since I started dropping for yeah.
And y'all have a project named Undersky, which is a callback to a single y'all dropped back in 2022. The title of that project. Could you go into your relationship with him and how everything kind of came about?
Yeah, I met bro through my old manager, Winter. I was kicking. Winter was my boy from when I first moved out to West Mass. I met him at Ashford. I was walking down the street. I was arguing with this girl about something, and I needed like a second opinion. He was walking down the street. I said, yo, come here, bro. And I was like, yo, I asked him, I was like, yo, ain't this? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, see? And I ain't gonna say what I said after that. I was like, see? And I he was my boy since then. But when I started dropping again, that's who got me dropping music again. He was hitting me up. Like high school and shit, I was dropping music, but I was like, man, after high school, I wasn't really like, I didn't really give a fuck about that shit. And then like 2020, like COVID and shit, I was like in the house, and bro kept sending me beats, and I was like, these shit's hard, bro, but I ain't really rapping like that no more. He's like, nigga, you need to rap, like you hard. I was like, alright, bro. And then fucking, yeah, we linked up, and then we fucking started dropping, bro. And then bro came from Germany. Winter, I met him through like SoundCloud or some shit, and they linked up and was like in a little group before me. And then he came when we started making music and shit to his beats. He pulled up because he was dating Winter's sister, so like he had just came for that. But then he like came to kick it with us too, and that's when I met him. And then he was here for like 5 months, and we was cooking up. I was coming here like every weekend. We was cooking up and shit.
Because I noticed, looking at your discography, there's a good stretch from like 2022 to 2024 where y'all are just consistently dropping singles.
Mm-hmm.
And listening to Undersky, that's like the first project where you're really experimenting outside of the boom bap realm
Mm-hmm.
of music.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like there's something special there. So I was gonna ask if there was more music coming out with you too, maybe sometime this year.
Yeah, we gonna always be working, bro. We got some shit. He just he been in Germany doing his thing. We been a little disconnected, but. Yeah, we got hella shit. He be sending me beats still all the time, and then he mixed and mastered the field report. So he been doing a lot of that for me still too, just like making sure my shit sound on point and shit. Cause that's who I started like developing my sound with. So he like, I be sending him my shit cause he get my voice right and all that. I'll lay it down somewhere, but I always send it to him. At the end of the day, most of my shit.
Gotcha. And as of this year, you have 6 albums out. 5 of them are collaborative, whether it be with you and another artist or you and a producer.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's like the biggest lesson you've learned working with so many people? You've worked with DJ Lucas, Finesse Fresco, Subject 5, Machine 6. There's so many names to go off of here. So, just go into that a little bit.
Shit. You said like a lesson I didn't learn?
Yeah, like the biggest thing you've learned working with so many people. Something you've learned about yourself.
You gotta do that shit, bro. You can't be a hermit. You can't just be in the house like you could like some niggas that get big doing that shit, but like it's better like if you develop like you get out here and like chop it up and link niggas and meet new niggas and like for me, that's how you grow. I feel like that's how you grow, but that's also just how you like build a community. That's how you get niggas to fuck with you and know who you is. You gotta get outside. That's how I feel at least. Like I said, some niggas that just, they post their TikToks and shit and they get lit like that, but I feel like it's better you be out here shaking hands and shit,
Alright. Dream collaboration. Do you have a dream collab that you want to get done within the next few years, whether it be just a single or a project?
But like anybody in the world, like
yeah, producer, artist, anybody in the world, but just your dream collab.
Shit, that sound crazy, right, bro? I definitely need some Alchemist beats, bro. Alchemist sent me a pack, bro. That'd make my life, nigga. No bullshit. I fuck with, bro. Who else? On the rapper side, that nigga Retch need to start rapping again. I want a Retch feature, nigga. I want a Retch rapping feature, not that trap shit. I want a Retch rapping feature, nigga. That shit go. That's what I used to fuck with in high school. I used to be banging heavy.
Alright. What is in your rotation right now in terms of what you've been listening to? A lot of artists listen to themselves, but real people like to listen to everybody else and learn something. So
yeah. Shit, I listen to a lot of shit that don't even sound like me, bro. I be listening to like fucking D-Baby and I still bang a lot of Zero. I was banging Zero on the way here. Who was I listening to on the way here, bro? I'm trying to think. D-Baby, Zero. Fucking. I'm blanking, bro. Hold up, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat real quick. Hold on. I'm listening. Yeah, here we go. Tor, K3, fucking. One Mirror. I be listening to a lot of different shit, bro. I be fucking with that nigga Tor though. He from Philly, from West Philly. He go hard. But I don't even make I get inspiration from shit like that, but I don't make music like him. You feel me? He more like a melodic nigga. I be listening to like melodic shit.
All right, next question. Could you go into Stash Gang? I see it, all over your Instagram, all over your music, but could you go into what it means and how it developed?
I came up with that shit in high school when I was first making music. And then like I said, I stopped. And then when I was making music with Winter and shit, I was still saying that shit on my songs. He was like, bro, we gotta make this shit something. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. So then we got the logo, we got a little character, we got, feel me? So, but I came with that shit. I was watching the ASAP interview. His shit is like always strive and prosper, and I wanted to come with some fly shit like that with mine. I started sitting there and I came with styles, stay true and stay humble. But I get that. Yeah, I came with that shit in like 2016, bro. Like 2015 before I got out of high school.
Word.
I was putting that shit in my songs and shit. And then, yeah, we put. So right now it's me, Wabo, you Slacking, and my boy Rick. And yeah, we just pushing that shit. That's just you for me. I feel like everybody need a little groove, you know?
For sure. And speaking of 2016, 2016 was the year you dropped your first single, Run It Up.
Yeah, facts.
So, looking back on everything from Run It Up to now, what do you think is something that you still need to work on to sharpen your sword the best?
Shit. I don't know, bro. I feel like right now, my shit's slapping, bro. Like I said, I just need to make sure they can see my shit. That's really it. Cause like from then till now, I done got 100 times better, bro. Run It Up, that's some, I can't, that, you know, yeah, that's like some old SoundCloud shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
This month makes 10 years.
Yeah, that was a minute ago, bro. Like I said, that's back when I was dropping shit like that. I was dropping like once every 6 months. And I'll just be like, I go to my boy house, record some shit. I'll be like, alright, let me put this on SoundCloud. It wasn't like for me. I wasn't really taking it serious then. I still like that song, and that's why I never deleted it, because that song's still hard.
No, it was hard. That's why I had to bring it up.
You know what I mean?
As a first single, I mean.
Yeah, that shit still slap. That's why I never deleted it on SoundCloud. Because there was some more shit on there. I deleted them. I wasn't fucking with them. So like, yeah, nobody could hear this shit. I left that one up though.
Gotcha. And then you also brought up Young Wabo, which he was my next segment.
Mm-hmm.
You've been working with him just as long as you Slacking. So,
Right.
but the one thing that I did notice is that he's one of the artists that you don't have a full project with.
It's because every time I see him, we don't got enough time, bro. Like, because when I met him at a fucking, he was doing like a UMass, it was like through UMass, but it was like some barn show out here in West Mass. That's when I first met him. He came all the way from Virginia when he was staying in Virginia. He drove like hella hours, came out here, and the show, I remember the show was dead, bro. We got there was nobody there, bro. But he had told us he was coming. I was like, yeah, we gonna pull up and meet you, bro. And that's the first day I met him. Ever since then, we've been locked in, bro.
Right.
But fucking, yeah, so like, I'll see him in the city, he'll pull up to the city, or he'll pull up to my shit for a little bit, and then like, we'll do like 2-3 songs, 3-4 songs, but we never like get time to do like a whole tape. And then Wabo, one of them niggas, you can't fucking, like, you can't just do shit with him over the phone, bro. You call him, he got ADHD or some shit.
But I did have to ask. I mean, it's been years since y'all been linked up, and
We've been plotting on that. That's what I'm saying. We've been plotting on shit ever since we linked up, man. But it's just like the time ain't been right. We gotta get it like a time where we got like a week or some shit to kick it and really do that shit.
your top 3 personal favorite albums and why?
Alright, hold on, let me think. First one is Heroin by Zero. That's gonna be number 1. Cause that's the first album like that made me like, yo, I fuck with rap heavy, bro, you know. That shit came out like 2011, 2012, I can't remember. Yeah. That's gonna be at the top of my shit. Fucking second.
Yeah, that's not what
Second one, I'm gonna go Carter 3. Second Carter 3, cause I remember when Carter 3 came out, I was at my mama's house. I recorded that 3-peat on Carter 3. I'm on it, ooh, I'm on it. Bro, I recorded that shit as a ringtone for my phone, and I was playing that shit in the morning, brushing my teeth for school. When my dad heard that shit and he screamed up the stairs at me. He's like, delete that shit right now. He was hot, bro. He was hot. He took my phone, deleted that shit on my phone, all types of shit. So I'm gonna do that second, third. I'm gonna go. Third, I'm gonna go. Third, I'm gonna go that. It's called Quick Strikes, I think, from Maxwell Cream. I used to bang that shit heavy in high school. That's one of them shits that made me want to start rapping for real.
Alright. What are some of EAGZ's passions outside of music? Something that you can see yourself going towards later in life?
Like after, like, shit.
Once you blow up?
Shit. I don't know, bro. That's really all I be on. I love music, for I don't be doing nothing else. That's like, I could say that's a hobby for real. This was my hobby when I started taking it serious, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But this was my hobby before I started having a hobby. I've been writing this shit since I was in middle school. And then before I started rapping, that was what I used to do, just kick it, listen to beats and shit, listen to music. It's really my hobby. Unless you talk about like hoes and shit, getting money, but that's not really a hobby, bro. That's like just like life shit.
Oh, yeah. It's a passion though, right?
I mean, shit, I don't want to say all that, cause that's, you feel me? You can't just be like, I'm a smacker, but you can't just be all that. You can't be like too deep in it, you know?
All right, I'm gonna go back to the beginning when we were talking about Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think that if you stayed in Oklahoma, do you think that you would be able to find like-minded people to the level that you have here to work with?
Hell yeah, this niggas doing anything in Oklahoma, bro. Shout out people. Shout out Gang Type June. Fucking, it's hella niggas in Oklahoma doing that shit. Oh yeah, but it's just the environment, bro. Like, there's too much going on. Like, to do music out there, you gotta really want to do that shit, like, cause there's too much shit that'll take you away from it. You get what I'm saying? It's like that up here too, but the only reason that I ain't getting into a lot of shit like that is because once I started moving around and shit, I started not fucking with niggas. Like, but if I grew up and was in one spot my whole life, it would have been different because I would have had my loyalty to certain people. You get what I'm saying? That's how shit goes once you out like that.
Definitely.
But nah, I definitely would have. Oh yeah, there's definitely niggas doing their shit in Oklahoma. But you gotta think too, bro. Like, no matter everywhere I move to, it's not a lot of niggas that could say like they got big from there. Like, so it don't matter where I would have ended up. It's still not niggas that's really big from there. Oklahoma, you don't got really a lot of big rappers. West Mass, I'm here with Lucas. He one of the biggest. You got Mellies, you got fucking, who was it? Joyner Lucas, CT, you got Annoyed, you got Fuego Bass and shit, but like you don't really got like, and they like, no, I'm not saying they not doing this shit, but you get what I'm saying, like no niggas that turn into like super mainstream artists yet, you know.
Definitely. And like in terms of like the support, because if you look at Massachusetts versus Connecticut, the support is a little bit different. You know, the support here is a lot more. I'm looking for a word, but I can't find it. But the support here is massive compared to Connecticut.
Yeah, fact.
So, looking back on Oklahoma, I guess, how would you compare the two in terms of support in the underground scene? I don't know too much about Oklahoma or the artists from there. So
yeah, I can't really speak on it because I ain't been home. Like, I go home, but I ain't been home long enough to really like sit around and be a part of it to say that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I can't really speak on it.
okay. Do you see yourself going back to perform at some point?
Hell yeah, I gotta go back and get it. I'm trying to go back and lock in with P-Wop and shit, bro. Get some more songs on it, bro. That's he was on Undersky on West Side. He was one of like the first niggas in Oklahoma that I was like, yeah, I gotta get a song with him, you know. And then he like took a little break, but he back making music now, so I'm trying for me. I'm about to go home this summer and I'm trying to go get in the studio.
Got you. And I guess to close out the interview, are there any things that we should look forward to from you this year?
Yeah, I got a tape dropping in May called Now or Never, some like straight bangers for the summer type shit. I got a single coming out a couple of weeks with my boy Curdy. Curdy made the beat. Trying to think, got another single after that. I think Flake made that beat. We working, bro. That's all I be on these days, nigga. Just trying to get this shit out. I got too much heat.
Alright. And is there any shout outs? Anybody you want to acknowledge before we close out?
Shout out Studios Dark World for letting me pull up in this bitch and do the interview today. Shout out my nigga Lucas, shout out Fresco, shout out Dodey, shout out Native, shout out Six, shout out my niggas back home, shout out my niggas at CT, shout out my West Miles niggas, shout out my bosses and niggas. I be around, bro, you hear me? And yeah, that's it, bro.
Alright. This has been Chopping It Up with Visionary. Thank you for tuning in.
Be exotic model in it. Swing is on it, watch me bend it. On the way to blow some digits.